I want to start from the beginning of the psychology. Like, you come in here, every one of my listeners know I interrupt all the time. You're impossible to interrupt. Where do you get the energy? What happens? Like, how do you, and then I watched, I Am Not Your Guru, the Netflix documentary. Yes. Everyone should watch that. Produced by my good friends, Brian Koppelman and David Levine, who've also been on this podcast. Where do you get the energy to jump up and down for like 3 days and to inspire 15,000 people?
Well, part of it is, you come to play, right? I got a mission just like you. And
you come to play.
Yeah, I come to play, man. I prepare and I come to play, meaning I know what I'm made for. And this is what I'm made for. I'm made to help people create breakthroughs, financial, emotional, business. I mean, these are the things they do, relationship breakthroughs.
But do you ever wake up and say, oh, I got to go now to James Altucher's podcast? Whose podcast am I going? I got to go there? Oh.
No, I don't do that. I've enjoyed my time with you, so I actually look forward to it sincerely. There are times when I'm exhausted for sure. What city am I in? What the hell am I doing? But when I go to deliver, and when I go to deliver, it's like a 50-hour delivery in 4 days. It's, 10, 12, 14 hours a day. And I have to own that audience. I got to get the guy at 15,000 person up on the top of the stadium and hold him for 4 days when most people won't sit for a 3-hour movie. Someone spent $300 million to make.
Well, how can a listener, like, no one's going to be Tony Robbins overnight, but how can a listener kind of who's sitting in their cubicle or driving to work just say, okay, I'm going to listen to this and I'll read his book about finances, but I want a little bit of that energy right now. I want to go into work and be a little more positive, have a little more energy, and make changes in my life.
You've got to find something that you value more than yourself. You have to find, motive does matter. Motive brings energy. Now listen to me, life supports all of life. So if your motive is only to take care of yourself, quote, selfish, there's nothing wrong with that. You're part of life. Life will give you insights. So the energy comes because there is an impact. I really believe all of us, there's only so much pleasure you can get from making money, doing business, making love, as great as that is, dancing, drugs, alcohol, whatever it is that floats your boat. There's only so much you can feel within yourself. That's why as soon as something beautiful happens in your life and you have a great experience, the first thing most want to do is share with somebody we love. Why? Because when you share it, it grows.
So what are again, the average person, or not average person, let's say the above average person listening to this, they're listening either in the gym or on their commute. What can they do to start not just incrementally improving, but like 10x improving?
It depends on what 10x in what area of their life specifically.
I don't know. Everybody's different, right? So some people want to do career. Some people want to be more creative. Some people want to find what their passion is and be around a better group of people. What action should they take?
Modeling is what's made my life work. Modeling is the idea that success leaves clues.
You look great on a runway, so
Yes, thank you so much. That kind of modeling. No, success leaves clues, meaning, my original teacher, Jim Rohn, taught me that. He said, Tony, look, if someone is really successful at something, if they've lost 25 pounds, 30 pounds, and they've stayed fit for 10 or 20 years, they're not lucky. If you see a couple that have been together and they're not just hanging out, they're passionate for each other 20, 30 years later, they're doing something different than other people. They're not just like, everyone wants to say they're lucky. There's something different.
Do you ever feel that you're not being as creative as you could be because you've created a business model now that has worked for you for decades, and you've built it up. You've built up a huge business. How do you ignite creativity in your own life right now? How do you do something different?
Because every time somebody stands up, there's something different. So I'm always challenged. You never know what someone's going to say. They're suicidal. They made $500 million and they're bored. It's just the craziest shit. They hate Donald Trump, and so their life is over. People can do the most amazing things with their minds.
And again, you've spent decades doing it. Some people don't know how to do it. A lot of people say, well, I have a 10-hour job.
Let's you and I get rid of this whole how thing just for a second.
Okay.
No. Let me just try this with you. How is not as important as why or what, right? The way you create, if you have to ask yourself, how am I going to do it? Most people won't do it for the very reason you say, I don't know how. I didn't know how to do any of this shit. What I did is I decided what. That's what a leader does. What am I going to do? What's the result I'm going to produce? And more importantly, why? Because reasons come first and answers come second. If you get a big enough why, you can figure out how to do anything. The problem with your viewers that say, I don't know how, is they keep focusing on how. You can figure out the how if you got a strong enough what and why. What and why unleashes the psyche.
But I feel like
how brings in the mind, and then the mind brings in fear. And you got to remember that brain, that 2 million-year-old brain, is always looking to protect you from being hurt. It's trying to make sure you don't fail. It's survival software. And that one will get you in your head. Get in your head, you're dead. Listen, I'm a strategist. I love the how. But the how must come after the what and why are so powerful that there's a million ways how to do something. And one of the ways you learned in the past won't work today anyway. We want to stay on our toes.
Yo guys, if you like what you just watched, make sure you click on any of these videos so you can check out more of our stuff. And make sure you click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our newly uploaded content.